Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Overnight Action Report here at MatketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock, here to wrap up everything that's happened in the Asian markets. Now, taking a look at the Japanese Nikkei overnight, it gained about 0.9%, and it had help from most of its components. You had growth-sensitive names like Yashikawa Electric, Honda, Komatsu, Toho, as well as Sumco and Mitsubishi, all gaining between 2.1% and 3.7%. Now, we have seen that Toshiba continues to be under pressure, down 16.7% overnight amid continued pressure about speculation about how large the write-down is going to be on their U.S. nuclear power plant business. It's being estimated right now as much as $6 billion, so that's putting some serious pressure on Toshiba. EWJ is the ETF that tracks Japanese stocks. Went out last night at trading at $50.32. We'll see where that opens up this morning on the U.S. Open. But for the next day, they're pricing in about a 40-cent move, either up or down in EWJ. And there's about a 90-cent move for the next 8 days for this ETF that tracks Japan. Watch the $50 level very closely on this one. A break to the downside below 50 is going to put this trend both in the short term and intermediate term in Japan in question. Also, watch the yen currency. Firmed up this morning. It was red hot yesterday, but has firmed up over in the overnight action against the U.S. dollar. We're going to watch that currency action as well, see if that starts to put pressure on the markets. Take a look at China and the Shanghai Composite. Surrendered about 0.4% overnight. You have Harbin Donggong Auto Engine, you have China United Network Communications, and Hunan 10 Machinery, all losing between 4.6% and 7.3%. Now, these are mid to small cap stocks in the Shanghai Composite. So we didn't see much movement as far as large caps. FXI is the large cap ETF that tracks Chinese stocks of that size and magnitude in China, trading at 36.40 right now. Over the next day, pricing in other words, until the expiration of the options tomorrow on the weeklies, pricing in about a 45-cent move going into the last few days of trading. And for the next 8 days, right around an 80-cent move for this $36 ETF that tracks the Chinese large cap stocks. Now, we're going to watch $35 very closely. That's going to, a challenge of $35 is going to put the short and long-term trend in question in China. We're going to watch that one very closely. Now, take a look at Hong Kong and the Hang Seng. It shed about 0.2%. Yeah, Cathay Pacific fell about 4.5%, but you saw property names like Sino Land, Henderson Land, and New World Development, as well as SHK Properties and China Resources Land, all posting losses between 0.7% and 2.3%. We want to watch that very closely because we have seen that housing prices have been going up in China and in Hong Kong specifically. Want China also outperformed, climbing about 2.1%. We also saw that Hong Kong's unemployment rate for December held steady at 3.3%, and that came in within expectations. Now, taking a look at EWH, which is the ETF that you can utilize to track and trade Hong Kong stocks. It's trading at $20.60 right now. For the next day, basically pricing in about a 10-cent move in this $20 underlying. And for the next 29 days, pricing in roughly around a 60-65 cent range, either up or down. Watch $19, really $19.90, $20 as a critical level. We're testing right now whether or not the bulls are going to be able to hold in Hong Kong. Now, finally, taking a look at India's Sensex, we see that it was up 0.2% overnight with most of its components, though, in the red. Now, you might scratch your head. Well, stock Gale, GAIL, surged about 5.3%, basically saying that the board of directors announced issuing bonus shares and fundraising through private placement bonds. You saw power grid, oil and natural gas Tata Motors and Infosys all outperforming, gaining between 0.8% and 1.8%. Names like Tata Motors and Infosys are the ones that are going to be driving this market. These are the large cap names that are going to be moving the market either up or down based on their performance. EPI is trading at $20.88. This Indian ETF has basically a one-day move being priced in at right around or slightly under 20 cents for the next day, and right around 45 cents for the next 8 days for EPI. Watch 2025, 2030 range for the short-term and intermediate-term support levels. A break in there could be negative for India. All right, folks, that's it for the overnight action in Asia right now. We could see that we have mixed action from the overnight session. We're going to see how that flows in at 8:45 into the European markets. They are open and trading. Join me here at MatketStream.live at 8:45 Eastern time, and I will be wrapping all that up, give you that all that content. See you then.